and welcome to Bee Beads in Hebden Bridge, and my name's Billie. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple crimp necklace like this one here. And I'll also explain what you need and the techniques for making that. So I think we'll get straight on to starting that one. Firstly, the tools that you'll need. A pair of flat nose pliers, a pair of side cutters, a basic ruler, half a metre of cable wire, a selection of 11 large beads of your choice, size 9 seed beads, crimp beads, 22 in total, a trigger fastener, 2 culottes, or some people call them crimp covers, and 2 4mm jump rings. Okay, so we'll get started straight away on that one. Firstly, thread your first crimp bead onto your cable wire. Follow that with a seed bead, your choice of centre bead, another seed bead, and then a crimp bead. So that's what it should look like when they're threaded. You're going to find the centre of this, so the centre of your half metre of cable wire, and using the flat nose pliers you're going to crush the crimp bead on either side of your bead, centre bead. So just crush the metal bead flat. Once they're crushed, your beads won't move. For the next one, you're going to thread just the crimp bead. I would always suggest working from one side to the other. Using your ruler, decide how far a space, I usually do it a centimetre between beads, and crush your second crimp down with your pliers. Then thread a seed bead, your next choice large bead, another seed bead, and a crimp bead. Then we're going to crush the crimp bead, pushing the beads up close so there's no gaps, and again this will hold the beads in place so there's no movement. And we'll continue to the next one. Again, doing your centimetre space between those. Thread your beads. And then your crimp bead. And crush your crimp bead down. Continue this for a further 2 lots of beads and then swap sides. And repeat the same process. Okay, so now we've completed threading all the beads and crimping them into place. You will have this. And then from this point we're going to decide on the length. So hold it up against yourself, decide which length you'd like that to sit at. Obviously we want it to be even, so choosing your beads and making them level, get the length correctly. Use the side cutters and take that excess wire off the ends. So at this point we're going to put the fastening onto our cable wire. Firstly, we're going to add 1 culotte to one side. So this has a small hole at the bottom and then a hook at the top. You're going to keep the hook facing away from the rest of the beads and thread the cable through the hole at the bottom. Let that down to the beads, you don't need to worry about it for the moment. We're going to thread the crimp onto the very tip of your wire. And we're going to crush this crimp at the end of the wire. Make sure that's really secure. The culotte's going to then come back down to the crimp, and using your pliers you are just gently, you do not have to crush this, but just push the 2 sides of the culotte together. This is to just stop the crimp bead rubbing or scratching your neck. Repeat that on the opposite side. So the culotte goes on with the hook away from the beads. Let that out of the way. And then we put the crimp bead on the end of the wire and crush it, making sure it's not going anywhere, it's secure. Culotte goes around crimp bead, and we just want to gently squeeze the 2 sides together to hide the crimp bead inside. You're then going to open one of your jump rings. So just using your pliers. Push one side of your jump ring away and one towards you. Hook that onto your trigger fastener and close that back together again. Making sure there are no gaps in your jump ring. The hook end of your culotte is then just going to hook through your jump ring. Again, without crushing, just gently fold the hook end over and make sure the jump ring can't escape. On your other side, without the trigger fastener this time, you're just hooking the jump ring onto your culotte. Without squeezing it, you're just pushing the ends over. So your jump ring in place. And there is your fastener. And that's your finished product, with your fastener and your beads, and that's your simple crimp necklace. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye!